Hey guys, it's Sebastian. In this video, I'm going to cover how I profit quite a bit more than usual with my dropshipping stores. Now understand this isn't something that's super easy to do, but it is very doable. A lot of people are used to 10 to 30% profit margins, which I would never complain if I'm profiting at all, but some of my stores have over a 60% profit margin. An example, one of the stores I launched this year, I did $577,000 in the first 60 days and profited over $300,000. That is really good considering a lot of people, in order to profit that much, need to be doing almost $1 million in sales, and I'm doing nearly half that and still profiting quite a bit. I'm going to go over all the steps I believe are needed when you want to increase your profit margins. Again, this stuff isn't easy. Before we get into it, be sure to leave a like and click subscribe, and if you have not followed me on Instagram, I'll have a link in the description for that. I post Q&As and answer as many DMs as I can, but now that that is out of the way, let's get into this video. One of the main key points is selling a product that can be sold multiple times to the same customer. For myself, I have a really high average order value. My product sells for $2.99 and my average order value is over $600, meaning on average people buy 2 of the same products. This allows me to spend a lot more money on ads since I am pretty confident that people are going to buy 2 of the same products, and I will be potentially collecting over $600 per customer. I just finished editing this video and realized I left out a pretty important part as to how I get more profit and a higher AOV. So if you guys will look closely, you can see we'll have this focus. There's my revenue for 2 months, I believe. And if you guys can see, a lot of it's from that quantity breaks. So having quantity breaks on your website, that's generating me quite a bit of money. Again, like I mentioned, most people buy 2 of my products, so my AOV is like over $600. And I attribute most of that to quantity breaks. Having any sort of quantity breaks set up on your landing page or your product page helps out quite a bit. Most quantity break apps are like $10 to $30, and I don't have any to plug. They all work really well and they basically work the same, so I'm not really going to shout any out. Again, you can just look up quantity breaks, but that is another way you guys can increase your profit. Have quantity breaks on your website, because then people will see, oh, if I buy more, I'll actually save 10% or I'll save 20%, when in reality they're spending more money, so they're not really saving money like hypothetically they are if they were to just buy 1, but they're still spending more money. Again, the app's only like 10 or 20 bucks, so you don't really have much to lose. The next key point is high perceived value. Perception is way greater than reality. If something looks expensive, it doesn't have to cost you a lot, but if you can sell it for a lot, you'll still profit quite a bit of money. A good example would be designer brands. So do you really think that it costs $1,000 or anything near there to make a pair of shoes? Probably not. At most $100, if that. The same thing goes for myself. I sell products for hundreds of dollars and they don't cost anything near that, but the perception is there. The customers do see the value in the product, so that is why people buy. It's very difficult to charge a premium if your product's quality is not the best, so be sure you have that in line, or else you will have a lot of issues down the road, which I've faced in the past, and it is not fun at all. Something else that's very important if you are wanting to increase your profit margins, get custom content. For myself, I definitely have had times where I've tried to fight down to the lowest price and I'm competing with all of these other stores, selling the product or whatever I'm selling for the same exact price, or trying to drop it, and that works. But you don't have to. If you get custom content and make your store look like a premium of the other stores, like make yourself look like you are the top dog and you're the legitimate person that's basically made the product, then you can charge way more for the product than other people. The issue is a lot of people don't invest into custom content, and then they're left with slim margins, which is not what you want at all. I would never want to generate $1 million and only profit like 50,000 or 100K. That just doesn't seem worth it to manage all those customers and not profit that much. Now, something else that will help you profit a lot more is ordering inventory in bulk. You can get your cost of goods down and shipping down. Normally shipping is a lot more expensive if you are ordering directly from China, so what I've noticed is my margins have increased by a solid 5 to 10% just from ordering in bulk and getting the inventory housed in California and having everything be fulfilled in-house. It also allows me to control what goes in and out and what my customers are actually receiving, which does help out the customer. They do definitely like that a lot more than me just sending the products directly to them from China. Now for myself, I go to the extent to tell customers that I am shipping from California, because that can actually put it in their head like, okay, are these competitors also shipping from California? And then if they do their research and realize like, okay, none of the other websites are shipping from California or from the United States, they're all shipping from China, this is probably the legitimate store that's selling the legitimate product that I'm trying to buy, they will shop with me even if I'm charging a lot more for the product, which is what I'm basically doing, and it's working really well. Something else that works really well is upsells. So if you upsell a congruent product, a product that goes hand in hand with what you're selling, you can also make a lot more money on each customer, which will in turn allow you to profit a lot more. Something really simple that I do is I contact the supplier for whatever product I'm selling and ask them if they have any other similar products that are also doing well. Normally they want you to succeed because they just want to start selling products. So if they have a product that's up and coming or it is already doing well, they will happily tell you and say, hey, maybe you want to try this product out as an upsell and let's see how it goes. I've done that this year, and from that alone, not even running ads towards the congruent product, I've generated over $250,000 in revenue just again by finding a congruent product and selling it without even running ads, just having it sitting on my website, which is pretty shocking, but it does increase your profit margins quite a bit when you do have products that customers may also want. Something else that's very important when you're trying to get high profit margins: test different price points. An example would be, I have a product that I'm selling for double what everyone else is selling, and I'm still selling the product really well, which is pretty shocking. A lot of people at this point would probably start to lower the price, but I know that that will hurt my brand's perception, and if I didn't test selling the product so expensive, I probably would never have these types of margins. Same thing can go for you. If you're trying to sell a product and you want high profit margins, definitely try pricing it a lot higher than you expect to sell it, and then see where it fits, see where it starts working, and then stick with that and see again if you can consistently pull in revenue and stay profitable. Everyone's so busy looking at what all the other competitors are doing. For myself, I just kind of create my own lane and do what I think will work and test things out that may not work, and if they work, great. If they don't, then oh well, at least I tried. But the worst thing you could do is just not test different pricing, because you could be missing out on quite a lot of money if you do undercut the price of your product. This is probably the most important key points if you guys are wanting to profit a lot. So when I started running this specific product that I'm talking about, I had over an 8 ROAS. Like day 1 I was 8 ROAS, day 2 it was like 10. On average, my first month was over a 10 ROAS, which is completely insane. I'm even used to like a 3 ROAS, so having those numbers, it's pretty mind-blowing. But I did that because I sold an untapped product, a product that not really anyone was running on Facebook. That allowed me to dominate the market and allowed me to make a lot of money. It is extremely difficult to have high margins and high ROAS if you are competing with everyone in the dropshipping space selling the same product. For myself, I didn't understand that, and I just thought that everyone was selling the same products, so you had to just kind of accept like 10 to 20% profit margins. Now I've realized that that is not the case. You just have to do a little bit of digging and find some untapped products. I'm not going to go over how to find products because that's a whole nother video, but I will probably make one in the next week or so, how to find untapped products. So if you guys are looking forward to that, be sure to subscribe and stick around. Lately, I've been doing some consulting calls, and I hear the same exact thing, basically where everyone is trying to fight to stay profitable at the beginning of their store or their product, whatever they're testing. Now understand that my mindset has changed on how I run Facebook ads and how I find products and pick ones and scale them, because I now understand the value of an untapped product, which is why even my Facebook ad strategy has changed a lot. I can basically throw up a shitty, like if I'm being honest, a pretty shitty ad and still get a 5+ ROAS because I'm selling untapped products. And it just allows me to profit a lot more, since it's like there's no one competing with me, so I can go out and do stuff poorly and still make a great amount of money, since again there's no one that's really competing. So just keep that in mind. If you guys see the same product being ran across like hundreds of different stores, I'm going to recommend you guys don't get into it. Now, I'm just recommending that for beginners. For myself, I would never recommend a beginner get into a crazy saturated product because it will be a bloodbath. But if you are just looking to get started, definitely try to find those untapped products, because that's where you will normally find success, and then also comprehend dropshipping, understand Facebook ads and all that stuff, and get a good amount of knowledge in from that store. Now, understand, having 30% profit margins or anything around there, that's not a bad thing at all. I am running stores that do have margins around that area, but it is also nice to have a store that has over 60% margins. I believe right now I'm at 75%, which is completely insane. And that's because my ad accounts are disabled. So it's nice that my profit margins are high, but it's also not fun that I'm only doing like a few grand a day rather than like 20K plus days. So that is definitely upsetting, but it is great to still see that my margins are healthy. I definitely wouldn't say only go for high margin products, but understand that they do exist, and if you do enough research, you definitely can find some. I found some other ones today that are promising. I may make a video giving you guys some good examples for good products that you guys could potentially sell, because I've gotten some good responses from those videos in the later months where people are like, hey Seb, I took that product and scaled it to like 50K or 100K, which is completely awesome to hear about. That's essentially how I'm able to get high profit margins. Hopefully you guys got massive value from this video. If you did, leave a like and click subscribe, and follow me on Instagram if you have not already. I'll have a link in the description to that. Understand, not every single store you're going to run will have these types of margins, but if you guys do know where to look and do know how to properly run a store, you can definitely increase your margins no matter what product you're selling. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always drop those in the comment section below. But other than that, hopefully you guys again did enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.